With the NFL preseason over, we're going to talk about the immediate needs for the Chargers and Rams. The Dodgers can't hit, but hey, the bullpen's getting healthier. And a scribe calls out Kelsey Plum for cussing, but was she right about the Sparks? Good morning. I'm James. And this is your daily dose of sports and snark for the greatest sports city in the world, Los Angeles. This is the faithful Angelenos morning report. It is August 24th, 2025. It is Sunday, the Lord's Day. So if you believe as I do, take a moment. Thank Him for the blessings that you have in your life, like LA sports. And if you like being in the know about LA, clickety-clack the like button. Clickety-clack the subscribe button. There's a notification bell. Hit that. It'll let you know when we drop an update. Sharing is caring. Let people know we exist. And by all means, comment. Now, before we go through the news and notes, a look at the scoreboard. Slime Diego 5, Dodgers 1. Gross. Meanwhile, Cleveland defeated the Rams in the exhibition finale 19-17. The primary thing you should know about this game, the Browns started Joe Flacco. The Rams started Dresser Wynn. Meanwhile, Scum Francisco 30, Chargers 23. That's an exhibition finale. Galaxy 3, Colorado 0. And LAFC tied FC Dallas 1-1. Sun Heung-min scores his first for the black and gold. Meanwhile, today, the Dodgers are at Slime Diego at 1 o'clock. So what do you say we get to the news? Now, I want to be clear. I'm not saying that this Chargers update was because of this channel. We are under no illusions about influencing a damn thing in this world, right? But one day after we started talking about Najee Harris's future with the Chargers, General Manager Joe Ortiz rushed to a mic and said he is hopeful the running back can play in week 1. Quote, he's on track, and I think he should be able to go, unquote. Now keep in mind, Harris hasn't even participated in a practice this training camp. And if why he hasn't practiced hasn't been in your mind, it's because he blinded himself in a fireworks accident. Harris, a free agent addition who was a consistent 1,000-yard rusher in Pittsburgh and in his spare time is auditioning for a Jackass reboot, hasn't missed a game in his entire NFL career. Now, why does this matter? Because originally, you could have said maybe he was a starter. Then the Chargers went out and drafted a running back in the first round. The NFL cut-down deadline is 1 p.m. Tuesday. And that matters because an NFL team usually carries either 3 or 4 running backs on the roster. So now the Chargers have a question they have to answer. Because Hampton wants to be an every down back. Harris, if he had his sight, would be an every down back. And the Chargers want to run the ball. Now, if Harris was healthy and Hampton was healthy, you could sit there and say, you know what? We're going to say we only need 3 guys in the running back room, which is traditional. But if you go 4, now you have cushion in case Harris is still blind and can't play in week 1, which is a lot of other teams do, 4 backs. But now you sacrifice somebody else. Because the Bolts went into training camp, they may not have solved every issue, right? For example, losing Poona Ford to the Rams. But man, the Bolts could not wait to tell us, how deep the roster was. Oh, so deep, all the depth. But the offensive line, not so much. Depth on the offensive line is skinnier than Ariana Grande with inflammatory bowel disease. And a lot of that is due to Rashawn Slater's injury. Normally you have 7 guys, 7 offensive linemen on a roster. But if the 7 guys who would make the team include guys with minimal NFL experience, practice squad guys making the team. So if you're a Charger fan, you know you want to run the ball. You also know you have a legit franchise quarterback that you would like to keep alive. So you're going, okay, how do we add a quality replacement? So I did a little research. My understanding is that general managers are loath to trade offensive linemen before the season starts, particularly starting offensive linemen. Now that's just speculation from some scribes. You could argue maybe the Chargers could actually talk somebody into it, go against the grain. They do, after all, have a pretty big chip in quarterback Taylor Heineke, who is a former starting quarterback in the NFL. And that's, of course, if the Bolts really do prefer Trey Lance as the primary backup. Heineke would be expendable. You should be able to get something back for a guy like that. But maybe everybody holds serve. Now, if that's the case, then you're sitting there saying, well, maybe we can find anything after every other team cuts down. But do you really believe there's going to be starting caliber offensive linemen getting cut by other teams on Tuesday? And if so, do you really think they'd have enough of a grasp of the playbook by the time week 1 comes around? So the Chargers have questions. Feel free to let me know what you think, of course, in the comments thread. Meanwhile, over in Cleveland, was there anything to learn from the Rams exhibition finale beyond what we mentioned earlier? Nope. Now, the national press is going to try to talk a lot about Shedeur Sanders having a bad game for Cleveland. Doesn't matter. I mean, that's not an LA team. That's not the focus of this channel. And besides, Sanders was going against what? The Rams' 5th string defense? 20th string defense? More strings than a harp defense? That's not going to matter in the regular season. Put it to you this way. ESPN's review really hyped up a guy named Tanner Ingle. Now, if you've made the mistake of watching NFL preseason, and I have to ask you, are you really jonesing for football that much that you actually watched NFL preseason? I mean, you didn't feel your need for craptacular football with 3 months of the UFL? Now, if you did, you may have seen Ingle. He was the guy who cracked Chargers wide receiver Quentin Johnston. Sean McVay even went so far as to call the guy the human missile. Okay, he's a human missile. You know what that means? Special teams. So, yeah. And this is something we've known about the Rams for years. They don't play starters. It's true that their top back, Terrence Ferguson, a tight end, got a few snaps in. That's because he missed a lot of training camp. If you really want to know about where the Rams stand, we are going to break down the Rams and the Chargers and UCLA and USC in special reports for each team prior to the start of the season. Some lineups could use a spark. At this point, the Dodgers could use a defibrillator. But never worry. Oh no, never worry. The Dodgers are rebuilding their bullpen over the weekend. As anticipated, Kirby Yates was activated Saturday, and he met up with the boys over in Slime Diego. Now, to make room, the Dodgers placed Blake Snell on the paternity list. Either way, I don't know, maybe Yates can hit better than Michael Conforto? As for solutions to the Dodger hitting problems, the press, they're trying to create a groundswell of support, hyping the potential return of Kike Hernandez as a savior. A 195 hitting slappy, Kike Hernandez. This is your savior, really. This is the knight in shining armor. And yes, I say knight because if there's anything we know about Kike Hernandez, he loves to cross swords. Dave Roberts said it's feasible the guy could be called back to LA this week. And I recognize that Hernandez is popular. I'm not trying to say that he hasn't contributed to the Dodgers over the course of his career. And I also know that Michael Conforto is not popular. But here's the deal. If Conforto's 185 average is your problem, Kike Hernandez's 195 average is not your answer. It's not. I'd also like to make a callback to something that a lot of people brought up to me at the trade deadline, because there is a reason hindsight is 2020. Fans at the trade deadline were clamoring for the Dodgers to acquire Walker Buehler. Not the best of ideas. The Red Sox demoted Buehler to the bullpen. So a lot of Dodger news to talk about, of course. Let me know what you think. So, Kelsey Plum lifted the Sparks to victory Wednesday with a buzzer-beating shot. And the scribes called it electrifying. Electrifying by WNBA standards. Right? It's not like she sank something from beyond the arc. She sure as hell didn't dunk. She had an uncontested shot inside the paint. But let's put that to the side, right? Because Plum has been terrific for the Sparks. See, after that victory, I read a follow-up article titled, "A Big Fine is Coming for WNBA Star Kelsey Plum." Now, if you're asking why, it's because in the post-game interview, Plum was asked about the Sparks playoff push and replied, quote, "We gotta play some effing defense," unquote. And of course, she didn't say effing. Now, first of all, whoever the scribe was, I didn't bother to write the dude's name down. Tap the brakes on the idea of a big fine. There is no such thing as a big fine when you don't get paid big money, right? This is not going to be something that's earth-shattering. It's going to be the equivalent of a traffic ticket, like a first-time DUI or something. Not that I would know anything about that. But the more important thing is, and I realize I blast the Sparks, but I blast the Sparks because of all the losing over the last few years. The thing this is important is Kelsey Plum is absolutely right. A week or so ago, we ran the numbers. The Sparks are arguably the worst defensive team in the league. And they even thought they could get some rim protection when Cameron Brink came back. Totally didn't happen. Oh, you'll see these exciting clips. Oh, the Sparks, they'll put it on the social media. Look at Cameron Brink. She blocked a shot. She grabbed a rebound. They're still the worst, one of the worst teams in defense in the WNBA. It's a 13-team league. They're 12th in scoring allowed. I mean, the Sparks ponied up big money by WNBA standards to bring Plum to LA because that team lacked everything, deficient in every facet of the game. Now, Plum comes in, she brings scoring, she brings moxie. These are good things. But it's up to her teammates to bring at least some defense, or they're going to miss the playoffs for a 5th consecutive year. Simple as that. And I guess this is where I should say we are nothing if not your one-stop shop for all things women's sports, right? Because Angel City FC has traded forward Julie Dufour to Portland. Angel City gets back cap space. The bottom line, Dufour only appeared in 10 matches. Didn't exactly move the needle. But you let me know what you think of the comments thread. Talk to me about what you saw, if you actually saw preseason, for either the Rams or Chargers. And for that matter, are you okay at least with the Dodger bullpen trying to figure things out? And if you enjoyed this update, don't forget to subscribe to Faithful Angelenos. We are talking LA sports every single day here. Thank you for watching. I'm James. We'll be back tomorrow. Faithful Angelenos is a Kian Corte El Queso production. Take care.